What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and I have coffee. This is actually my first coffee of the day at 6:45 when I'm filming this. PM, just in case anybody watches this tomorrow and they're just like, 6:45, you filmed that early? I normally do, but sometimes my recording sessions are so late. But we are back with Clive, his hound, and Pikachu. That's what I'm gonna call Sid from now on, is Pikachu. Ooh, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for adventure. I'm ready for just a bunch of stuff to happen. Quest destination nearby. Oh, goodness me. Lost Wing. The Holy Empire of Sandbrick. I feel like I'm about to sneeze right now. That would be just so insulting to the cutscene.
No sign of the royalists.
Or anyone else for that matter. It's too bloody quiet. Even for this hour.
What do we do now?
First we look for my scouts. You start here, I'll circle around the back.
How do I let you know if I find him?
Good question. Shout?
Oh no. Where's the child? Where's the child? Hi.
It's all right. I'm not one of them. My friend and I, we're with the Imperial Army, and we've come to help. Do you know where your parents are?
In the church.
Then I'm going to find them and make sure they're safe. Can you stay hidden here until then? To the church, then.
Sounds good to me. I love a good church in a game. I mean, you know what's interesting is that I never usually have a favorite motif or symbolism that I normally like, but whenever it comes to churches in video games, especially horror games, it has always such a good, I don't know, a creative vibe about it. Like, churches are always just very well utilized in gaming.
This man's gonna die if we don't get into a healer.
Enough of your barking, dog!
About time.
Stand back.
Pikachu! I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry. Oh, I had to.
Clive!
Thought you weren't coming.
So that's a signal.
Barely. Been doing what I can for the villagers, but...
I thought you were joking.
It's all right. He's with me. Is this everyone?
No, there were others. A pair of royalists came for the bearers just before you arrived.
Was a dominant among them?
Maybe. It's not like he was holding a sign.
Hey, what's up, buddy? He was like, oh,
That's where
shit.
he's going.
Shit.
After it.
You had one job. One job. That's it. One job. Come on. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna tickle you. I am going to tickle you until your feet just, they won't be able to stop moving.
Any word from the scouts?
Not yet, my lady, but we have the dominant's companion. It's only a matter of time before we seize our quarry.
Very good. And what of the others?
The bearers have been taken to Caer Novent.
Some may still be worth keeping should the dominant elude us.
All is in hand, my lady. They will not be spoiled. I give you my word.
Gentlemen, a toast!
Will you join me? My thanks.
To Our Lady of the Wind. And the King!
Ew.
The Imperials drink this piss?
Well, it would go some way to explain their breath.
The Lady Benedicta! Imperials!
And instead of killing them, you lead the rats straight to us.
Mercy!
Look what we have here, boys. An Imperial bearer. Good. I was getting bored.
Are we gonna have to fight her? Yes. Oh my god, I need to fight Mommy Dummy.
Boo.
Ooh. Are we in Magic the Gathering right now? This is amazing. Oh, that's beautiful.
What is that thing?
Oh, that is beautiful.
But I think it does. Sid has it explained to me.
Oh, that is beautiful.
You know what to do.
Wow.
Sick of Togo.
Oof.
Don't let them get away. Over here.
Oh my gosh. Ah, I love it. Okay, wait. Oh. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
Keep your distance. Not this time.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness gracious.
A little help.
Okay, wait, I need to heal.
Better be on your way, Sid.
Oh, I love it. The combat in this is just absolutely stunning.
Give them all you've got, boys. Get them, boys.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh my god, that is so cool. I love that. I love that. Okay, wait again. What are my spoils? Cleric's Medallion, Wyrite, Sharp Fang, and Magic Ashness.
You've got some fight in you, even for a branded.
Clive!
Look who's here to save the day. Is this how you recruit all of your charges?
Don't recall you complaining, Benedicta.
Oh, there's something there. There's something
So,
there.
Sidolphus. Remind me.
It's Pikachu
why was
to
it that
you.
betrayed your kingdom? I asked you a question, Lord Commander.
Why? Because I'd had enough of you and your king's antics.
And yet here you are, stealing my branded. What are you plotting?
As if I'd tell you.
Lady Benedicta, we have secured the dominant.
Always something, isn't there?
You know what? On second thought, Sid kind of looks like Nathan Drake. Just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's the hair.
And she's gone. Did she say where she was going?
No.
Then we head back to Lost Wing. One of the villagers may have heard something.
But we can't just...
Which is why I sent Gav.
Sends a decoy.
The man has a nose for these things. Trust me. So, it wasn't about bearers at all. They were looking for a dominant.
Yeah, that's right. I thought we were hiding the bastard. Like any of us would keep a monster like that under our roof. Oh, no offence.
When no one talked, they started rounding up everyone with a brand. And then everyone without one and all.
And locked you in the cellar, hoping sooner or later someone would break. You know, things might have been different if you'd accepted my invitation.
Oh, don't remind us. We were all saying the same thing.
This is our home, innit? Don't mean we won't out when we can, though.
And that, I'll drink to.
Oh, come hear the tale of Lord D on the boat, whose tamed worms 1,000 and slain the tenfold.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Lands levels mountains, it slanders the deep. The skies over storm breaks for
Listen, Clive. Revenge won't bring him back. It won't.
13 years ago, I watched a dominant kill my brother right in front of me. And I did nothing. But now I can. I can kill the son of a bitch. And bring peace to my brother's soul. After that, whatever happens, happens.
Fate. You're content to be its slave, then?
It just me or the mouth sounds kind of a little bit overbearing. It's kind of strange. It's like, I didn't want Final Fantasy ASMR, you guys. Like, I'm good. If I want ASMR,
would have us believe the Imperial host
good
is
ASMR.
invincible.
Just saying.
Yet here we find the Empire's cornerstone teetering on the backs of a handful of cowards and cutthroats. Well, Bahamut may lead 100 full legions. Could it be that the young prince defends a house of cards ready to topple at the slightest breeze?
Oh, the writing is so good. Oh my god.
Tell me something. Why do you not resist? Within you lies the power to slay gods. The phoenix perished in your flames. Yet you do not fight. You do not flee. You refuse your gift. Perhaps you are distracted. My offer still stands. Join us and you will be treated with the respect one of our kind deserves.
Ugh. Ow. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Oh, no. Don't do that.
Lord Margrace, don't!
Oh.
I'll give you a moment to consider your options. Do be gentle with them.
So that was the Dominant that killed Clive's younger brother. I'm really curious to see what's behind that cape because I love the mystery. I love the mystery.
Clive.
Did he fall asleep standing up?
Wake up. Gav's back.
Oh, he's sitting down. I was like, wait, that dude it impressed me. Was sleeping and sitting down, like just in this really just like it was that. That's really cool.
One of the Empire's outlying strongholds, though apparently not strong enough to keep out the Royalists. The captured bearers are inside. I'm sure of it.
If Benedicta's orders are to stay in the shadows, she won't be traveling with many men. Meaning, she'll be keeping her prisoners together and close by.
Including the Dominant.
So, we find a way into the fortress and conjure a bit of chaos.
You know, I just have to pause it really quickly. I'm so sorry to kind of break the immersion, but there was something that I was watching unfold, if you will, on Twitter, of where people were saying how this game is not Final Fantasy. And it's so wild to me because the more that I play this, the more that I get immersed in this game. This is Final Fantasy at its finest. Yes, I have some critiques of the game so far, which I will explain the more I see it, because if it's a one-off thing, then I'm really not going to mention it much besides the review. But if it's a repeated thing, then yes, I will bring it up in one of the videos I do. But it's so fascinating to me how people think, especially those who haven't played many Final Fantasy games. Now, I'm not one to talk because I've only played Final Fantasy 15, 7, Crisis Core, and now 16. I have other Final Fantasy games in my collection that I'm going to be playing, but this has a lot of change to it. There's so much to Final Fantasy that a lot of people who haven't played the games don't really understand because there's such a balancing act that has to happen whenever you play these games between the story, the lore, the way the characters are set up, the way the playability is. There's a lot of things that factor into it. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Final Fantasy games have grown with their audience from back in the 80s until now 2023. It meets the audience where it's at. I mean, you know, Square Enix isn't stupid, okay? The developers are not idiots. They know how to craft a well-done world so that, yeah, in the 80s, it was pixelated, it was cute, it was adorable. It was like the video game was a little kid, basically. And then it grows up over time with different kinds of emotions and different kinds of storylines and different kinds of plot points. And here we see a game that has matured at the level that we have. You know what I mean? So it's like for one of my friends, she is just about 42, I think, and she's been playing the games since she was a little kid. You know, shout out to Yonaleska. We've had conversations about this before of where, like, she's been collecting and playing the games for years and years and years. She grew up with that series, as did so many people. And as she grew, and as so many people did, so did the series. So did it mature. And I love that about Final Fantasy. I'm going to word it better for my review, but the main thing that I love about these games is that it matures with its audience. So yeah, this is a Final Fantasy game. This is Final Fantasy in its entirety, and it's completely structured like one as well. Certain mechanics are brand new, of course, but it's a Final Fantasy game. No doubt about it.
What about me?
Excellent question, Gav. You will wait outside the care and guide those I free to safety.
And miss all the fun. Why can't he do that?
Clive doesn't have your nose. He'd stumble off a cliff before he even found the men. Come on, Gav. You're the best man for the job.
Well, when you put it that way, suppose I better scout ahead for any...
I love the fact each protagonist in a Final Fantasy game is just a grumpy little emo boy, and Clive is that same emo boy that we all know and love. I love it so much. He's still great. He's like a mixture of Noctis and Cloud, all in one person, and I love it.
Prizes. Don't you let him down.
I won't.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Shall we?
Not so fast. We wait until tomorrow.
But he's right there.
And if we leave now, we'll arrive just as the sun comes up. Maybe join the guards in breaking their fast. Come on, Clive. They only just took the place. They'll be there a while yet. We've got one chance at this. You don't want to waste it, do you?
No.
Ah, the dead of night. The next chapter. New stock. As the story progresses, new weapons and items will become available at the Hideaway's trading post. As will new forging recipes at the Black Hammer. Perfect.
Settled. There's someone I want you to meet.
At this hour.
He's the owner of the tavern, and our best hope of getting a decent night's kit. Quentin, my good man. It seems we'll be spending the night.
I thought as much. Where do you find that one?
Oh, him? You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Quentin here is an old friend, one who is sympathetic to our cause.
Sympathetic. And he knows about your little sanctuary. I would never have guessed so many people were bent on setting us free. When last I checked, the mere thought would earn you a trip to the gallows.
I am well aware of the risks, as I am of the rewards.
And what could be more rewarding than your very own dominant of fire?
A dominant? Here? Now that I would like to see.
Meaning you haven't?
No, but nothing passes unnoticed in Lost Wing. Take your brand, for example. People will see that at once. And I need hardly tell you how they will greet the inquiries of a bearer. You are afraid your words will fall on deaf ears, as they have ever since the moment you were marked.
That has a societal meaning to it as well, because when you think about it, any mark that you have, whether it's a physical appearance that is not of the norm of societal norms, whatever it is, this is very applicable to culture. It's very applicable to how others are perceived in society. Now, I'm going to use myself as an example because I actually lived through something like this, of where I had really severe eczema when I was a kid, right? To the point of where if you saw my arms and everything like that, it looked like I was from The Walking Dead. and I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but it was bad. So people saw that instantly and they judge you before you even get a chance to speak. So that's kind of like what we're seeing here, where they'll see the facial tattoo and they will judge him instantly before he even gets a chance to speak. So yeah, this applies to life in a very psychological, philosophical, and realistic way.
Happily, I can provide a solution to your dilemma. As a favor to Sid, that is.
Tattoo removal? Wait a second.
Take this. You will find it has the uncanny power to loosen tongues.
Seal obtained. Oh, okay.
May the mothers guide you.
Mommy Dommy?
This might be Imperial land, but here in Lost Wing, it's his word that's law.
But
wow.
You don't need to worry about that just yet. Trust me. Everyone in Lost Wing knows what that seal means, and what it means if they don't take note. Now we can sit here counting our blessings, or put them to good use and find that dominance. Your choice.
I thought he was gonna get rid of our facial tattoo and use like a magic disguisey thing or whatever it is. Gather information from the villagers. Okay. That sounds good.
That a hanged man, I see. Master Quentin must think you're important. It was a good thing you done today, getting rid of those bastards. If you hadn't come when you did, I'd be on my way to Ash by now, along with the others. Poor buggers.
These others, was there a dominant among them? A dominant of fire?
Might have been, yeah. Royalists seem to think there was, anyhow. A thin bloke all swallowed up in his robes like one of Great Grieger's churchmen.
Do you recall anything else about him?
Only that you weren't alone. Was a young maid who went wherever he did, including the church, and wherever the Royalists dragged them both off to before you got here.
I see. Thank you.
Recent information. Normally when you talk to NPCs, their information is like, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And then you gotta go through like 5 other NPCs before you can get any information whatsoever. Oh man.
Ah, Master Quentin took a liking to you, I see. And there I was, thinking you were in bed with Sid. Wonder what Gav will have to say about this. Speaking of whom, if you see him, tell him thanks for looking after us.
I'm searching for a dominant of fire. Gav seems to think he might have taken refuge here.
We see a lot bearers around these parts. But I do seem to recall one who commanded the flame. Now, whether or not that makes him a dominant, I can't say. But the Waluders certainly took a keen interest in the poor sod.
Did you get a look at him?
Didn't have a chance. One of the other bearers might have, though.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm guessing we go back to Sid. Wait a second before we go back. Puppy. Puppy. I love it so much. Okay, we're gonna pet this puppy one more time. One more time, pups. You can pet the dog. There's an achievement for that. I love that. I love that there is an achievement. Square Enix, you are out here blessing us right now with adorable achievements. Oh, that's great. Hey, what's going on, Pikachu?
Tell me that scowl means you've got good news.
The fade to black scenes. I'm not a fan of the different fades that they're doing. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of Forspoken, which was one of the critiques that I had of this game, of like the constant fade to blacks. Little bit of a mechanical thing about the PS4, PS5. These don't necessarily have to happen, all of these different fades. I feel like it's more at this point a stylistic choice than anything, because it's strange to me, because like with Forspoken, it felt like I was kind of going back in nostalgia with some of the flashbacks with the fade to black and everything like that, which it's not that it's a bad thing, you know, I mean, again, constructive criticism. But when I see Final Fantasy 16 have these different fade to black and everything like that, instead of like a continuous flow in certain places, it's a constructive critique that I have so far of this game. But yeah, I want to point things like this out, of course, because I don't want to be able to just gloss over them and be like, oh, no, this is the whole point of reviewing a game. So yeah, just thought I'd mention that.
A shady lad with a hood and his equally shady lass. Not much to go on, but I've been thinking, if our friend is a dominant, why not just burn the Royalists to a crisp? There's a reason he's holding back, and I reckon he has something to do with his partner.
What makes you say that?
One of the villagers I talked to said the two were separated. If the Waluders have her, our dominants like to think twice before starting any fires. Whoever he is, he's shown himself to have a level head. He's careful, cunning, and he doesn't want to be found. This could spell trouble. For us and the Royalists both. Still, it'll be a whole lot worse if we set off after them with bleary eyes and empty bellies. There should be a pair of pallets waiting for us back at the inn. Shall we? Now, about those beds.
Beds? I seem to recall your request being to spend the night. And for that, the floor will more than suffice.
Better than a wet rock, I suppose. My thanks, Quinton. Next time you're at the hideaway, our floor's all yours.
No need for thanks, Sid. This isn't an act of charity.
You don't say.
In exchange for my floor, I shall be requiring your services. The Royalists saw fit to erect a barricade across the road south when they occupied the village, and failed to remove it when they left. I expect it to be gone before you leave.
As you wish.
The floor. That sounds nice. It's very comfy. All those splinters.
Well, that took longer than expected. First time dismantling the barricade?
I thought we were going to have to do that.
Don't worry.
That's not a task?
If we leave now, we'll arrive at the care when the shadows are at their deepest. Unless you'd rather wait.
No more waiting.
See, this is really cool. In other games, they would have you do that as kind of like a quest before you get back into the main storyline. With this game, what they're doing is they're just getting rid of all of the extra BS that doesn't pertain to what the main storyline is. And they're like, oh, well, this is already done. I didn't realize episodes take so long. And they do it as kind of like an afterthought almost. So they can do like one continuous flow into the storyline. That's pretty cool, actually.
The road south then? Unless...
I know of another shortcut. You should be so lucky.
There they are! Ladies step.
Care Northens. Hard nut to crack even when it isn't crawling with Royalists.
I don't care who else is in there.
Okay, interesting. So you can run away from certain enemies. I wanted to try that out because I remember when I was playing Final Fantasy Crisis Core, you had to like push against, like you had to run, but you had to like, you know, run for a little bit against a invisible area that you had to push against. It's hard to explain. In order to leave the area or leave the combat zone, if you will. With this, you just keep walking.
Much as I enjoy battering down the front door, I hazard this endeavour will require a bit more tact.
There's an old sluice that empties under the bridge. It should see us through to the lower levels of the care. Sid. We both know why I'm here. But what is it that you want? Why would you risk your life for a handful of outcasts? If anyone ever learned what you've been doing with their property...
They'd have my head in a box. But this isn't just about dominance and bearers, it's about all of us. What I want is to build a place where it doesn't matter what you are, but who you are. But our world isn't ready for a place like that. So, until it is, I use the power I've been given to show people there is hope.
So, tell me about this Benedicta.
best and worst decision I ever made.
What? What, sir?
Underestimate her, Clive. A fight with her icon is not one you're likely to walk away from.
Garuda, Warden of the Wind.
Hey.
This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Okay, we have a new waymark. Perfect, perfect. Yes, let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for more story. Most of this game so far is cutscene, and I'm living for this right now. I'm living for this movie action. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What's that one red star up there? Is that a red dwarf?
The Lamb has fallen. The Eastern Territories all but belong to the Orcs.
I'll have my men ready to depart by noon.
Don't bother.
Ma'am?
But what of
Ma'am.
mines? Without adamantite...
The blight would have engulfed the mines ere long. Besides...
Am I gonna need to censor stuff?
Yes, my liege.
The dark swallows more of the realm with each passing day. The land starved of the ether that gives it life. And as the fringes fade, the people flock to the mother crystals, desperate for their blessing. The war we wage for possession of that blessing, it breaks us from within, hastening us to our own destruction.
And so you do what must be done.
I unite the dominants, that we may bring an end to the strife, and found a new order to see us unto tomorrow. The world must be restored, and I will see it so.
You might have already had Sidolphus not betrayed us.
Him again. Lust you still for his embrace?
But... of course not. My liege.
Ma'am, listen, I'm gonna need to use Pyramid Head to censor some stuff.
I remember well the day you first entered these halls.
Oh my god, is it getting hot in here or is it just me, man?
As if it would never let go.
That was a long time ago. Yours is the only hand I need.
Yep, it's definitely getting hot in here. Okay. Alright then. Okay.
Soon, my dear. Soon all will know whose hand it is that keeps them from falling into the darkness.
Talk about getting handsy.
My liege, never let me go.
My friends weren't kidding when they said this was kind of like Game of Thrones.
One of our sentries has failed to report, milady. Your orders?
Pull the men back inside the care, Geralf.
He is here, then.
Have them lead Sid and his little pet to the chapel. I shall entertain them there. So you've come for me after all.
I can't wait to see everything like add up and all the story bits just come together and for me to be left in a teary, shook mess.
All clear.
Headwinds. Okay, so you guys, we completed 2 chapters in this episode. But you guys, if you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.